Well, joining us now, Dr. Sriparna Pathak. She has tracked this very, very closely. Is an associate professor at the Jindal School of International Affairs. Thanks very much, Sriparna, for being with us. You know, that story captured what the concerns in America are. How is it getting from China to the US?
Thanks, Vishnu, for having me here. It's basically through a lot of companies. In this year, in June alone, there were 4 companies which have their supplies from the Chinese market. They have been sanctioned by the United States of America. Now, China says that we've done enough, and now the problem in the US is its own doing. But of course, these are companies which operate legally or illegally from China. So the drugs are massively spread. They first reach the Mexican market, and then from Mexico it moves onwards into the US. So it's a big transnational link, and the biggest cause or the biggest supplier of fentanyl in the US has been Chinese companies.
Is there a sense that this is a drug which has been weaponized potentially by China, something which has been somehow or the other made to enter the US market deliberately?
This could very well be a weaponization of drugs because China uses a lot of things for its geopolitical purposes. For example, the US and China had an agreement on counter narcotics. But then last year, China suspended all joint initiatives with the US on narcotics when House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. So clearly for China, geopolitics trumps counter narcotics cooperation. Also, given the fact that China has a huge network of surveillance, companies have to be registered in China, and we know how the ways in which the Chinese economy works. The excuse that these companies are illegal and they are somehow operating, they're escaping the Chinese eye, it's a bit too far-fetched. So there is a big possibility that it's actually being weaponized, and the state actually knows of what is actually happening.
What is the worry for India specifically? Is this something which can enter our country in a significant amount?
Definitely it can, because India sadly is wedged between the world's 2 largest areas of illicit opium production, the Golden Crescent and the Golden Triangle. This proximity has traditionally been viewed as a source of vulnerability, and China supplies to both of these regions, Golden Crescent as well as the Golden Triangle. These are very well documented. In fact, India and China also have an agreement on counter narcotics, which has just been lying still. There has been no movement forward. There are no talks. There are no discussions. It is definitely a very huge concern. If China can weaponize counter narcotics with the US, which is currently the largest economic and military power in the international system, it can very well do that with India as well, which is not at the best of its relations with China at the moment.
All right. Well, Professor Pathak, thank you very much for sharing those points. It's a story that is likely not going away, and perhaps something we in India need to take very seriously indeed. Thanks very much.